It is said that there are 7 people in this world who are exactly like you. But I would completely deny that statement, starting with how people learn. I believe no 2 students learn exactly the same way, and this is how the education system has failed us. I believe that the AVID program makes up for what I call the empty zone, a gray area between student and teacher. The AVID program not pushes only students, but teachers to set these goals and do whatever it takes to achieve them. Personally, I'm a very hands-on visual learner. Speak at me for 45 minutes and I'll pay attention, but I won't understand as much as the kid next to me. Granted, I make up for that when I study my notes through the Cornell process, but even then I am found in my empty zone. The beauty of AVID is that it pulls these students from those zones and into success. Teachers go through trainings, and even some of our students, such as our peer tutors, go through trainings to learn how to engage with and reach every kind of student. And I believe that this is the key to the learning process. Understanding the relationship between a student and a teacher to develop a way of approaching all kinds of problems. It is like the saying, give a man a fish and he'll eat for a day. Teach a man to fish and he'll eat for the rest of his life. Essentially, AVID is teaching us how to fish, and that is how the program has changed the way I am learning and the way our teachers are teaching. Growing up, I was a needy child. 6th grade year, I was living in Idaho, and I ended that year with poor grades that would not be considered passing in the state of Texas. I bounced around, was living with a mother who was mentally incapable of supporting our family. I dreamed of making wonderful grades, being surrounded by amazing people who pushed me in everything I did. I dreamed of going to college, majoring in business, and eventually one day being able to support a family of my own. I dreamed of all the good, however, I knew that these goals were not in my reach. By the time I finally ended my middle school career, I had moved 5 times across the United States and to 3 different middle schools. Statistically speaking, I was a disadvantage in the education system. I entered AVID as a freshman in high school, and like so many freshmen, I thought I was the cool kid on campus and had everything figured out. I had never been more wrong. I remember our first week of school, and all we did in AVID was talk about short-term and lifelong goals. We spoke of organization and C notes, and I remember thinking, this was lame. I ended my freshman year with decent grades. I reached a few of my goals, and I thought to myself, I didn't need AVID, so I dropped it my sophomore year. I ended that year way below where I told myself I wanted and needed to be. I was lost in my empty zone. That was when I realized how much AVID had affected my life. Junior year came around, and I immediately knew I needed to be back in this program. I started to notice a change throughout my high school career. Teachers were engaging with me just as much as I did with them. And I knew they wanted me to succeed, and that's how I needed my educational environment to be. At the end of my junior year, I won awards. I pushed myself in everything that I did, and my grades improved. I was inspired, so I became a peer tutor. The AVID program has changed how I viewed my future. I've learned that the cliche, if you want it, make it happen, was true. However, there was more to it. If you want it, you have to take it, because the guy next to you wants it just as bad. AVID taught me that not everyone has to come from the same path. Not everyone has to come from money and be shown every direction in order to be successful. It taught me that I can do whatever I set my mind to, no matter the challenge. I learned the importance of the relationship between students, peers, and teachers in the learning process. It taught me how to be organized, both in the classroom, with a binder and classwork, or mentally when it came to time management. However, the most important thing that it taught me was the importance of C notes. and I had discovered my potential in this world, and so I was inspired. The AVID program proved to me that I can succeed. It has inspired me to tell others that they can too. I became an AVID peer tutor to help other students who struggled just like I did and discover their true potential. I use my voice to help teachers gain a different understanding of their classroom by engaging in conversation about a student's point of view in their class. And I want to inspire students the way that the AVID system and all my teachers had inspired me. Too many students are still lost in their empty zone, but it is AVID's mission to fill that void. AVID has given me the tools I need in life to succeed in my missions. And because of AVID, I will be majoring in business economics at Stephen F. Austin State University. Thank you.